All right, so we have a simple interest problem here. It says Rosie's bank offers a savings account with an annual simple interest rate of 1.25%. If Rosie opened an account with a deposit of $137, then how much money will be in Rosie's account after 6 years? So after 6 years, she's going to have the $137 plus whatever interest she earns. Now, there's a couple different formulas that you could use here. So let's go over those. One formula, and this formula is going to be interest equals the principal times the rate times the time. Now, this formula, what it does is it tells you how much interest she earned. So in order to use this formula and answer the question, because the question says how much money is in Rosie's account, and I told you her account has $137 plus the interest. So if you use this, then you're going to have to get this answer, the amount of interest, and add it to the 137. So then there's another formula, and that formula looks like this. A equals the principal times 1 plus the rate times the time. And this one calculates the final amount. So you don't have to find the interest and then add it. If you use this formula, it just gives you the final answer. Now, on your reference sheet that you're given with your test, you should look and see which of these formulas are given to you. Because I know in some states, they just give you this formula, okay? And so if they gave you this formula and they were asking for something besides the total amount, like if they just wanted to know the interest, you could use this formula if you knew it, or you could use this and then subtract the difference between these and the 137 to find out how much interest you earned. So let's use this formula. So I know in the state of Florida, they give you this on the reference sheet. So this is what we're going to use. And so let's define these real quick. That A stands for the total amount. That's how much money is in your account, the total amount, which is what we're after. The P is the principal. That's how much money you put into the bank or how much money you invest. And that's the 137. The R is the interest rate written as a decimal. So this interest rate is written as a percentage. Yes, I know it has a decimal in it, but it's a decimal percentage. In order to change this into a decimal, you have to divide this by 100 or move the decimal point 2 places to the left. So when you're using either, now this P, R, and T that I'm describing over here are exactly the same in this formula. Okay, exactly the same. So the rate is the interest rate divided by 100, and the T is the time in years. And luckily they gave us the time in years, so we're just going to plug in 6 for T. If they don't give you the time in years, then you're going to have to convert it into years. All right, so let's plug in what we have here. So I have the principal, which is $137 times 1 plus the rate, which I said, let me write it down here just to make sure this is clear. So the R is equal to the 1.25% divided by 100. So the R value that I'm using is 0.0125. That's what I'm using for the R. So for the R, I have 0.0125, and then I'm multiplying that times the T, which is 6. So there's my formula. So I forgot to work this out ahead of time, so I'm going to pause this for a second. I'm going to do this math and then come back. All right, so through the magic of video, I'm back. So we got to follow PEMDAS or GEMDAS order of operations here. So I need to do what's in the parentheses first. And in the parentheses, I need to do this multiplication first. So I'm going to multiply those together. And what we're going to get is 137 times 1 plus, I have this written down, where is it? There it is, 0.075. So go ahead and add those together. So now I have 137 times 1.075. And now I just need to multiply those together. And the answer here is money. So that means I need to round it to the nearest hundredth or to the nearest cent. And so I get $147.28. And again, let me just, man, that's an ugly 8. So let me just say again, if they didn't want what the total amount was, and they just want to know how much interest she earned, you could use this. Or if you use this formula, I want to find out how much interest she earned, just take the $147.28 and subtract 137 from it. So that additional amount to get from here to here is the interest. All right. So hopefully that helped you out. Keep working hard. You're on your way to mastering the math.